Hello! Welcome to the Plot Peak channel. If this is your first time here, where have you been hiding? This is the place where you can immerse yourself in the world of your favorite movies, learn the secrets of filming, and discover interesting facts about cinema that you never even suspected. Today, we dive into the sleek, brutal, and surprisingly elegant world of Ballerina, a big-budget spin-off of the John Wick universe that takes everything you thought you knew about revenge thrillers, wraps it in silk, and then throws it headfirst into a storm of bullets, ballet, and hidden grief. Oh, and we'll dig up a whole bunch of fascinating facts that most fans completely missed. Trust us, if you thought this was just another action movie with a ballerina, you have no idea what's in store for you. Okay, wow. Where to begin with the Ballerina, the latest explosive chapter in the ever-expanding John Wick saga? If you thought you'd seen every side of the Underworld's agents, think again. This movie, it's a twisty, dynamic explosion of style that literally dances in chaos, and honestly, it really surprised me. Have you ever seen ballet shoes and guns in a 2-hour adrenaline-fueled odyssey of revenge? Yes, that's Ballerina.
Let's set the scene. Between the mayhem of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum and the absolute mess of Chapter 4, Ballerina bursts onto the timeline. But instead of following Keanu Reeves' iconic stoic Baba Yaga, we're introduced to Eve Maccaro, played by Ana de Armas. If you caught her in No Time to Die, you already know she can totally sell stylish intensity and raw emotion, sometimes in the same breath. But wow, nothing prepares you for what she brings here. Eve is the daughter of 2 elite combatants, ripped away from her cult survivor mother as a kid, then lands smack in the heart of the Ruska Roma's elite ballet troupe/hit squad, where pliés and pistol disarms are basically offered side by side on the curriculum. The story kicks off with a classic Wick-verse tragedy. Eve's father, in a sacrificial last stand, helps her escape an obsessive, vengeance-driven cult. With nowhere else to go, Winston Scott, yep, that Winston, the always composed Continental Overseer, delivers Eve to the enigmatic Director. She's the same sharp, terrifying matriarch from Parabellum, again, played by the magnificent Angelica Huston. And she runs the Ruska Roma Academy like a cross between a military base and a war-torn conservatory. So begins years of brutal training. And when I say brutal, I mean ankle-splitting, spine-crunching, emotionally draining, physically destructive training. It's not Swan Lake.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, another origin story about a deadly assassin, big whoop. But hang on, this one hits different. That whole ballet meets black ops angle, it's not just a slick aesthetic choice. According to the creative team and lead stunt coordinator Stephen Dunleavy, what makes these operatives terrifying isn't just their fluid movements, it's the absolute physical torture they've already endured in their so-called training. We're talking bloodied toes, broken bones, the kind of stress almost no one walks away from unscarred. And the filmmakers didn't hold back portraying that. Seriously, every pirouette carries tension. Every controlled breath feels like it's masking rage. They avoided the cliché of graceful dancer does kung fu. Nope. Instead, ballet becomes the ultimate weaponized discipline. Not because it's pretty, but because it's unforgiving. The idea is, if you can take that kind of pain daily and still move like your bones are feathers, you're fully prepared to take down a dozen enemies in a fog-filled stairwell, blindfolded with a blade in your bun. Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little, but barely. And get this, Eve's transformation into her assassin identity, Kikimora, isn't just a cool codename. It's a deep cut from Russian folklore, a mythical, deceptive spirit that haunts households. Pretty perfect fit for someone trained to slip in, eliminate a target, and vanish before the tea even cools. 12 years go by. That's how long it takes to fully reshape a frightened little girl into a remorseless human weapon. But before she can graduate, there's one final test. She has to outmatch another trainee in a duel. No judges. One walks away, the other doesn't. It's cold, savage, and devastating. But that's the Ruska Roma way.
No trial by ballet recital here. It's a survival match with point shoes. Let's pause and answer the burning question. Is the action as good as the John Wick films? Short answer, oh yeah. Maybe even better though. That's up for debate. The choreography is sharp, stylish, and meticulously blocked. Every move counts. Every elbow, throw, and sweep isn't just for show. And the commitment from Ana de Armas? Wild. She trained like crazy, did most of her scenes without a stunt double, and even took a couple of legit hits along the way. One fire sequence involving a flamethrower, yeah, really, is reportedly one of the most complicated setups in the Wick franchise yet. Now, let's get into some lesser-known nuggets, things only the hardcore fans or super sleuths have picked up so far. Tattoo says lux in tenebris, Latin for light in darkness. And no, it's not random. It mirrors John Wick's own internal war, seeking clarity in an impossibly corrupt world. It's a thematic mirror and a religious nod to the idea that some light can still pierce even the worst dark corners.
Ballerina is technically Wick-verse installment number 5 if you count chronologically. And despite being packed with all new faces, familiar names still return. Keanu Reeves shows up in some serious scenes. Ian McShane as Winston. Lance Reddick in what is heartbreakingly his last performance as Sharon, and Angelica Huston as the director again. Let's just say it's a loaded cast. Wick's appearance in this film isn't a cameo for clout, there's real weight to it. He and Eve cross paths under circumstances that make you question both of their moral codes. If anything, she might make him face uncomfortable truths about the road he's chosen, and vice versa. Music lovers, Tyler Bates, who composed the iconic soundscapes of earlier Wick films, returns here, and he plants subtle musical cues and motifs linking Eve's journey to John's. It's subtle, but haunting. Basically, if Wick is a brutal jazz piece, Ballerina is an operatic solo layered in regret and razor-wire tension. One other crazy detail, there's a moment where Eve must resolve a former informant. It's handled so quietly, under moonlight, without a word. It might be the most poetic execution in the series. Less smash and grab, more slow-motion heartbreak. But beneath all that slow-mo carnage, hidden blades, and smoky lighting, there's surprisingly tender storytelling. At its core, Ballerina wrestles with how far someone will go to reclaim what was taken from them, who they're willing to become, and whether someone forged through blood and trauma still has a soul under all the training. It's not subtle, but it hits. So yeah, technically this movie is about someone getting even, but not just through force, it's through a transformation, a reclamation of voice, identity, power. And when the final act unfolds, when Eve confronts the truth about her family, her enemies, and even her mentors, whew, boy, it's hard not to gasp.
By the way, stay until the end of the credits. Big teaser. Stuff we're pretty sure connects to the Donnie Yen-led spin-off coming soon. And there's even a sneaky nod to a mysterious council figure we might meet in the rumored series Under the High Table. This universe? Nowhere near done. So, that's the deep dive. Ballerina takes everything we loved about Wick, the insane rules, the gravity-defying fights, the code of honor, and gives it a fresh, feminine, deeply personal twist. And Ana de Armas? Let me just say this. If she gets another movie of her own, I'm lining up now. But what about you? Did Ballerina live up to the Wick legacy for you? Or do you think the franchise should hang up the ballet slippers for good? Seriously, would you last even a month in the Ruska Roma's Academy? Let's hear it.